Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard if you're brand new. Welcome back if you're not, and welcome home if that sits perfectly for you. I am glad to have you. Today we're going to do a next 10 days energy, what you can expect, what might be coming in for you. I will do it as a pick a card. So I have 3 decks here for you. Number 1, number 2, number 3. We will go through these and let you have a look at them. This is how this will go. We will choose your deck if you like. Then we will gather our piles with our oracle cards together, and then we will move into the readings. Please remember that these are general readings, and so it won't always resonate. That's okay. That's okay. There's other piles, there's other readings on this channel, there's other readings all over the internet. So just find your messages, remembering, as always, that your intuition is what's guiding you. Let's choose these piles. Number 1 is the Celestial Tarot. Just feel into this, remembering that your intuition is what's guiding you here. Are these your messages today? Maybe. Maybe. All right. Deck number 2 is the After Tarot. Just feel into this here. How does that feel to you? Remembering, hey, that we're allowing, wow, our intuition to guide us here. Right? Are these your messages today? Maybe. That's up to you, right? Pile number 3. Prisma Vision. So beautiful. How about this? Is this your deck today? Are these your messages? How does that feel in your body? I am going to add stones here because I know some of you like to choose with stones. Give me just a second. All right, so number 1 is this amazing picture Jasper. I hope the camera does it justice. It's an absolutely gorgeous stone. It was a gift. Deck number 2, the After Tarot. This is, what's it called? Optical Honey Calcite. And again, this is one of those that the camera does not do justice. It is absolutely stunning. The light in this stone, the refraction is amazing. Amazing. Number 3, the Prisma Visions. This is a cube of tiger eye. Absolutely beautiful. As always, right? Okay, so if you already have a sense of which deck is your message, go ahead and hit that timestamp. You can listen to 1, 2, or all of these messages. If you wish to stay for the shuffling where we choose our oracle card piles, that's absolutely okay as well. Sometimes we get some great messages that drop in. So either way, I will see you in the next part. Yeah, thanks. All right, welcome. Let us gather our oracle piles, shall we? In all honesty, this is probably my favorite part of any reading. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm somewhat addicted to shuffling cards. It helps me think. So we're talking about what's going on with you for the next 10 days, right? And remember that whenever this finds you, that is absolutely perfect timing for you. And the key here, as we have already talked about, is please do not shove these messages into your story. Don't try to make them fit. Do not bend the message, right? There's no need. There's no need. You'll always get the right message. Just be patient. Let your intuition be that magical part of this reading. You know, that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to learn about, how we gather what resonates for us and how willing we are to let things go that aren't. And so this is beautiful practice, right? This is flexing those intuitive muscles and gathering information that is always for you, right? And you know what belongs to you based on how it resonates in your body, based on the way it sits with you or does not. And always feel free to reject anything that is not sitting with you or for you, right? There's no need. Every message can't be for you. It just can't be. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, if you don't find the message that feels good to you in the pile you choose, that's okay. There are other piles. There are other readings on this channel. There are other readings all over YouTube, right? You never have to worry about a shortage of the universe trying to speak to you or for you or through you. The universe is always going to give you the messages that you need. Hello. And last but not least. All right, guys. Pile 1, Celestial Tarot. Picture Jasper. Pile 2, the After Tarot, the Optical Honey Calcite. Pile number 3, Prisma Visions with the Tiger's Eye Cube. Feel into that. I will see you in your message. Hey, Pile 1, welcome. Those of you who chose the Celestial Tarot and this gorgeous Picture Jasper. Let's see what your oracles have to say. Remember, this is next 10 days-ish, right? Okay, so you start with the benefactor, grace and generosity. So this is really about gifts, right? This says to you that good things are on the way. Positive reinforcement is coming, right? So if you've been needing that, then it is on the way for you. The reminder here is to always make sure that the things that you're being given are also being returned to someone else, to something bigger. Remembering the spirit of the gift is the most important thing. Okay, you also have sadness and isolation, which is kind of nice when it's paired with this benefactor card. Sadness and isolation is exactly as it says. This is talking about, look at this. Look at that. Both of these cards are 3s. Okay, so if there has been a loss in terms of a relationship, pay attention, right? So this is about definitely talking about a loss, something that was disappointing, something that you feel was taken from you, right? And so this is a request by the universe, a suggestion to trust the process, right? Trust the process of what's happening, to understand that yes, you may be in the process of losing something. It might feel terrible. It might feel sad. Go ahead and feel those things, right? Feel them and understand that the time will come where that turns, where that changes. Just trust the process, right? Okay, I like that. Look at that. Okay, you also get Demeter. Now you may know Demeter is the mother of Persephone, right? She is a mother energy. And the story goes that Hades fell in love with Persephone, her daughter, took her down into the underworld. And what happened was that Demeter stopped caring for the earth, caring for the seasons, and everything fell into basically ruin. No crops, no fruit. And so everyone was in a state of starvation. And so, of course, the gods intervened, sent Hermes down into the underworld. As the god of borders, he can always travel there. And his job was to bring Persephone back. Well, of course, Hades had very wisely fed her seeds, pomegranate seeds, while she was there. And so Persephone was required to be in the underworld for a certain part of the year, right? Winter, when it's barren, right? When the earth stops giving. So this is about getting the thing that you want, right? Having a return on that sadness, having an easement on that sadness, but it's temporary, right? There's a giving and a receiving. There's a flow to the healing. There's a flow to what you get back as a result. So just kind of paying attention there. All right, look at that. This is the last card in this oracle deck, the Anima Mundi. This is the soul of the world, right? So I think this is really a reminder for you to witness all of the things that have happened in that amor fati kind of way, which means to love your fate, which means no matter what happens, good or bad, there's always that part that creates who and what you are, right? That takes you to the next level, that helps you to evolve, to learn and grow, even when things are terrible. Right? Not suggesting that that's a good thing, but suggesting that behind all things there is a purpose, right? I know people don't like to hear that, but it's what gets me through. So there you go. The message: seeds of creation. Loving thoughts are seeds of pure potential. So much is possible for you as the seeds planted in past seasons blossom into fruitful opportunities. May your thoughts be tranquil as the infinite potential of each moment unfolds within the eternally unfolding present. Okay, let's grab some amazing messaging here. First of all, we're talking about seeds, right? We're talking about Persephone and her pomegranate seeds. We're talking about seeds planted in the past seasons blossoming into fruitful opportunities. Here we're talking about reciprocity, generosity, and seasons and fruit. Okay, so if this is your message, please pay attention to the flow of things, right? Just remembering that there's always flow, and it's whether or not you like the concept, that flow is always for you, right? We have to release in order to make room for what is coming, and that's just a fact. Yeah, so it feels to me, pile number one, as though what's happening is that you're in a season of witnessing a loss, a something, some kind of wound, some kind of painful experience. And what you're being asked to put your faith in is that this too is for you, right? How many times have you lost something that you thought was dear or necessary, and it turns out that what came in was better, right? What came in was more for you than anything. Okay, you start out with the Page of Swords, winter, right? Again, we're talking about this seasonal awareness, and that sometimes, you know, things happen, and as those things happen, wow, we got all our guys here. Pluto, Lord of the Underworld, Judgment, right? Strength. As things happen, what's required of us? Poseidon, look, it's telling the story for you here. The key is always to shift your perspective, right? Princess of Cups. That's that Page of Cups, bringing that beautiful heart-centered energy back your way. Yeah, I want to gather these cards for you. King of Pentacles, beautiful. Yeah, what are you holding on to? Sometimes we have to hold on to the things that hurt us because we're not ready to let them go, and that's okay. You know, you're never ready to let a thing go until you're ready to let it go, and then when you're ready, it just opens for you. The way is always made, right? Okay. in Gemini season. Okay, so let's talk about this. We have the Page of Swords, we have Strength, Judgment, the Hanged Man, the Page of Cups, we have the King of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Lovers. All right, so pile number one. Your story is about the way that you have been feeling, right? Definitely here, something has been taken from you. What's happening, though, is a shift in perspective. Some things are coming toward you in idea that will allow you to change the way that you feel about something. It will allow you to shift the things that you've been holding on to and release them. And what happens when you release them is that you are flooded with this new way to feel, right? And the key here is that no matter how long you've been holding on to it, what happens when it opens is that you make the choice to create space for something new. That might be, you know, since we have these 2 3s over here, that absolutely might be a new relationship. You have the Ace of Cups, the Lovers, the Knight of Cups, right? The Page of Cups. You have a lot of court cups here. So I would suggest in the next 10 days, if you have the strength, right, and you do, to shift your perspective and open up to something new. The first step is to release the pain that you've been carrying. So if I were to make a suggestion, look, there you got Mercury coming in to help out with that facilitation, to bring you back to life, right? Maybe listen to some Evanescence. I don't know. But what I'm saying to you is, however this is showing up for you, yeah, it's time to move forward. It's time to move toward that. Wow. It's time to move toward that next phase. Look at all these majors you have, pile number one. This has been something major, right, in your life. And I think you've been cloistered for quite a while. And that's okay. You know, sometimes when we have some pain that stabs at our heart, the fact of the matter, oh, it's coming. It's coming. The fact of the matter is that we have to sit in quiet. We have to sit in allowance of that pain. We have to explore it from every angle, right? Here's your warning. Here's your warning. Don't tarry. Do not wait. Do not walk in circles. Do not linger holding on to this, right? Because this Five of Cups says to you, please pay attention. Do not be looking down at what has happened, right? You already know. You already know. You have 2 cups, right? They're here somewhere. You have 2 cups that are sitting waiting for you, right? Full cups, things that are standing at the ready. Don't look down for too much longer, right? You have not only the Hanged Man, but you have the Fool, indicating that you are ready, right? King of Wands, it's coming in hot, y'all. It's coming in hot. And so what's coming is going to be so much better than what you're letting go of, right? I know that it's scary. I know that it's scary to let go of that pain, but you have to, right? There's no way. This is the required release of the things that have hurt you. You have the 10 of Cups here waiting to take its place, right? Waiting, just waiting for you. Yeah. Oh, my sweet pile number one. You are in business and you just don't even know it. Or maybe you feel it in the pit of your stomach, right? These ideas that are changing, right? Shifting your ideas. This new idea that comes in behind it and allows you to move, right? You have the Chariot. Yes, let's move forward. It's time. It's time. It's time. Understanding that your heart will be cared for 100%. 10 of Wands. You're putting down, by the way, this is the guidance card for you. 10 of Wands says, put it down, right? Ace, you have 10 of Swords and 10 of Wands at the very end here, demanding, along with this 5 of Cups, we are absolutely going to be releasing, right? And in releasing, we're making room. So if you have those 3 cups that are spilled, you already know this is, it's over. This is on the ground. I can't do anything about it. It's sad. It's terrible. It broke my heart. But it's time. The universe is saying it is time, pile number 1. So in the next 10 days, what you can expect is perhaps some new revelations about why it's time to move forward, some new information about the situation that hurt you that will allow you to see it in a different way. Oh, it wasn't what I thought it was. Oh, that person wasn't who I thought they were. The circumstance was not what I believed it to be, right? And in this way, you'll be able to move out of sadness and isolation into this next step, which is wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, listen, good luck, pile number 1. This represents a lot of healing, and it represents a lot of trust. But guess what? You have all of that embedded within you, right? You have the depths and the strength to move into that state of balance, the state of harmony required to invite in this next phase. So, trust your seeds, right? Loving thoughts are the seeds of pure potential. Something is waiting to bloom for you, right? Allow it. Pull out the weeds. Pull out the dead stump of what was not for you, or what was for you and then became not for you, and allow those seeds to germinate, right? You can do it. You can do it, pile number 1. I believe in you. Good luck. Please hit like, hit subscribe. Come back and let me know how this goes for you, because this is going to be magical. Take care. Be blessed. Hello, pile number 2. I think it's important to note that your time starts at 2222. How cool is that? So let's pay attention to that number today. So we're talking about what's coming up for you in the next 10 days, whenever this finds you. Let's get into it, shall we? All right. Stranger. Curiosity, right? Lovely. Okay, so that stranger talks about specifically the other, right? Otherness, the concept of the other, and whether or not you can perceive that, right? Whether you witness the other as veiled and separate from you, or whether or not you're choosing to accept the stranger as part of you, right? As simply a projection of the self. This card specifically asks you to see things in a different way, to witness things from a different perspective, perhaps to take a risk, right? So this is how we witness and expand our own perspective, whether it's in a personal or a cultural or any kind of perspective, really. It's the way that we want to view the world. Okay, perfect. So you also have under that embrace. Now this is talking about welcoming. This is talking about creating vision, having no resistance, right? Just witnessing everything as a universal blessing. So I love the way that those two move together, encouraging you to be in gratitude for everything, even things that appear to be different, that appear to be something other, right? Okay, so you have the gibbous waxing earth moon, right? This is about ambition. So specifically, I'm going to speak to where the moon is right now as I'm reading this, knowing that it will land perfectly for you if this is your message. Right now, the moon is talking about final presentations, the appearance of those plans as functional, viable, doable, right? laying solid foundations. And so that really goes well together when we're talking about how we want to open to the world, to anything that is not us, in quotes, right? Because you can witness the world as not you, and then everything comes at you, or you can witness the world as always you, and then you get to lean in to the world, to your lessons. Ooh, you have the Siren. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. So what I love about this specifically is, in terms of this energy here, we're talking about temptation. We're talking about seduction. We're talking about the way that we perhaps spiral out into a situation where things could be perceived as the other. But the fact of the matter is, the Siren requires that you come back to yourself, always coming back to yours. What is yours? The way that you're putting things out into the world. And the request here is that you shift your perspective, that you think outside of the box, right? Which may simply mean, I'm not going to view anything as outside of me. I'm not going to view anything as strange. And I'm going to witness that everything is part of my presentation, right, to the world. Ooh, look at that. A new chapter. Seeds you planted in seasons past are now sprouting. Something you have wanted for a long time begins to manifest. Let this be your mantra. I welcome, come on, and am grateful for this new chapter of my life. I thank the universe for the many blessings blossoming for me, right? So, fact of the matter is, absolutely, right? This is all of those things that have come for you. Are absolutely for you. And the only way that they can manifest is through your openness, right? Your openness to them as 100% for you. And let's choose to take the concept of ambition in terms of, capitalist motivations or personal, what's the right word here? Personal gratification, right? The concept here is there is no such thing as personal gratification. In fact, personal gratification is absolutely an illusion. And in fact, what we're doing is reaping things that are karmically and ancestrally ours. And there's no other way to manage that. Why, thank you. Yeah, you see what's happening here already, don't you? Let's get a few more cards before we really start talking about this, but it feels clear already. Yeah, to me anyway. So here's the deal. Let's talk about this top row. All right, so you start with the 5 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the King of Pentacles, and then the 6 and 4 of Wands. So the lesson that you're in the middle of in this 10-day period is really witnessing the way that you have created things as external to you, right? Whether that's resources, whether that's lessons, learning, tradition, ritual, and what you're being asked to do in this 10 days is to stop and take an assessment of the state of those resources, how they come about, what has worked for you in the past and what hasn't worked for you, right? What has felt like achievement to you? What has felt like nonsense to you? What has hurt you? And how and why did it come into your experience? Holy cow, 3 kings. Dang. Okay, pile number 2. Let's have a moment here. Underneath you have the 7 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, King of Swords, King of Wands, and the Magician. All right. So there have been some things that you have been taught that absolutely do not work for you. So we're looking at this as your current situation, right? Somewhere you have this concept of your life, your series of beliefs, your set of expectations as unsatisfying, right? As let's call it discontenting. And what's happened as a result, or what you're being asked to do now, is to really witness why that is. Why am I in this state of dissatisfaction? The answer comes to you in these two kings, King of Pentacles, King of Swords. What are your ideas about being resourced? And in resource, we're not talking about what's in your bank account, but we could be, right? We're not necessarily. So there are there are capital V value and valuable things, and then there are small v value and valuable things. There are capital W things that imply worth, and then there are small w things that imply worth, and all of them are important. All of them are equally valid. So whether or not it's what's in your bank account or what's in your heart, whether or not it's the kind of car you drive or what's in your soul, right? These all matter. Hold on one second, please. Okay, sorry, had to sneeze. So the fact of the matter is, here we have this discontentedness, right? We have betrayal, we have pain, we have the way that things should be. We're air quoting that should, right? Because there's no such thing as should, there's only what you do. We have the way that it makes us feel left out or less than, right? And what happens is you come in with these ideas and you say, these ideas are not creating the state in which I wish to live my life. Well, then you have to stop and you have to take stock of everything. How am I witnessing these things that are not me? What am I going to do? I'm going to welcome my answers. I'm going to follow the song of my soul, right? Because that's how I'm going to get to my new chapter. And look at this new chapter, y'all. It is victory. It is absolute satisfaction, contentment. It is that energy of, yes, here I am, right? This king energy comes into the inspired king who is creating the absolute environment around him. Or her, honestly. King energy is just an expression of the divine masculine. Do not get hung up on he or she here. It's an energy, right? Not a gender. And the king is just the way we structure our lives, right? So you're being asked to change the structure, but you're also being reminded you have the power to change it, right? These seeds you've planted are now sprouting. I welcome and am grateful for this new chapter in my life. I thank the universe for the many blessings blossoming for me. Right, right, right. 3 earth, buds, right? Let's keep going. There's more story here, right? Okay, so you've definitely been feeling, this is my blocked energy card, so you've definitely been feeling it. You've been perhaps trying to ground yourself, trying to manage all the things, the moving parts that have been showing up in your life. Yeah, and as we move into that 9 of Pentacles energy, right? This is self-sufficiency. This is, you know what? I don't need all this, the trappings here. I can do this on my own because I understand the process now, right? I see where I'm going, right? This is about how we call together our past and present, or our past and future into the present, right? This is that where we recognize our point of power, this self-sufficient point as our point of creation. So whatever it is that comes next, you are definitely going to be creating it. Look, you have the 5, the 5 over here. You know, not having to defend anymore, not having to feel like you're being called to defend, in fact. So how beautiful is that? This Ace of Pentacles. Here's a new way. Here's a brand new way to do it, pile number 2, without having any kind of need for external resources, right? You can do it on your own. Yes, in fact, you can. And the thing is, you've always been able to do that. And it's not going to take much to get you moving, right? You have so many swords here. So whatever's going on for you, it's going to feel great. And it might have taken you some thought, right? Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So the way that you get to move forward, right? The way that you get to move forward here in this Six of Swords energy is always going to be facilitated, right? There's that thing that comes in, that Ace of Pentacles creates in you a brand new idea that allows you to effortlessly move forward with that idea, right? It puts you into action in a way that you had no knowledge of, right? And so in honesty, oh yeah, look at that. The forgiveness comes easily because it could have been no other way, right? It could have been no other way. So this is your guidance card, Knight of Cups. The key here, follow your heart, right? Follow your heart, because there's no other way to do it, right? There's no other way to move forward. Once you manage the thoughts, you get to allow your heart, right? Your heart, I make terrible hearts like that. You get to allow your heart to lead you forward. And at that point, all of the manifestation becomes effortless. It simply becomes a practice in gratitude, welcoming what comes and saying thank you. Thank you very much. That's what I was looking for in this new chapter of my life, right? Pile number 2. You guys have some magic going on, right? This 2222 magic that was your pile. I absolutely wish you nothing but the best. Hit like and subscribe for me so you can come back and let me know how this goes for you. Whatever it is you're letting go of, you know, release it, bless it, release it, send it on. Thank it for showing up for you, because we need those things, right, to show us the contrast of why it's required. That's how we get from one thing to the next. We have to understand the contrast so that we can move forward into the new, right? All right, take care. Thanks for listening, and be blessed. Hey, pile number 3. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Prisma Vision Tarot, Tiger's Eye Cube. Let's check out your next 10 days, shall we? All right, you get the Cosmic Womb. How beautiful, the Divine Feminine. So this card talks about creativity, right? Definitely about birthing, about the way that you are in creation of yourself, your new self, your reality. So the thing is, there may be some things that feel unknown, unrevealed to you. That is okay, right? That's okay. The key is, if you've been feeling stagnant, if you've been feeling a little empty, that this birthing process is working for you already, right? You don't even have to do anything for it. This is just about the way that we work through. This is that green goo phase, right? Like when a caterpillar moves into their chrysalis and then becomes a butterfly. They give up everything that they have been in trust of the process of what it is that they're becoming. That's this energy right here. So it asks a lot of you, right? It asks your open heart. Oh, look at that. Look at your open heart. Healing begins. How lovely. How lovely. So this one's talking about assistance, right? This is talking about how there are new things coming into your life. See how, oh, hold on. Look at this. Okay. Pile number 1 got 2 3s here. You got 2 6s. How beautiful. How absolutely beautiful, right? Yeah. And look at how these cards dovetail. This is talking about new ideas, new energy, new information, and input of things, right? So if you're in that green goo phase, there are things coming at you constantly, right? This is about support. This is about new data. Like, remember in The Matrix when Neo says, I know Kung Fu, and it was just a download of information. So it's possible here that you're experiencing that level of new awareness, new input. Just pay attention. This is effortless, by the way. This is nothing you have to work for or lean into or choose. It's just happening. It is for you. Okay, so you have the crescent waxing fire moon impulse. Beautiful. This is beautiful here, right? So this is about that inception energy. This is the way that things come in for you. They come in hot. And you might be asking, well, what's taking so long? Why is this not happening now? What's the deal? The fact of the matter is, it is happening in perfect time, right? It can happen no other way. So your patient allowing is the thing that matters, right? Just being in this state of openness to what is coming is your job, right? You got one job and that's it right now. So, oh yeah, look at that. So you have the mask. How wonderful. Again, we have this partially revealed, partially hidden kind of state, right? This in-between phase, which is so beautiful. In terms of the energy that's being offered to you. So with the mask, what's happening is that this is persona, right? This is performance. This is the availability of a million potentials to try on. You get to try it on, right? This almost looks like behind a stage or a fitting room, right, if you will. So remember how here we talked about things will be revealed? So this is about what's being revealed and what is being concealed. And the key is to not be afraid to try things on and to understand that not everything is going to fit. Not everything is going to be the thing that you want to carry forward, but you get to claim it all if you want. Oh, look at that. The light of truth. The message for you. The light of truth that emanates from your heart can dissolve all fear and apprehension. Trust in life. Proceed with confidence, and all will come together or be resolved in the most positive way for everyone. Repeat this mantra over and over. I follow my truth. I trust in life. Oh, I mean, this is quite lovely, right? If you're trusting the process, in this case, that's all you can do, right? There's no other action for you except to be open to what is coming, to the opportunities, to the myriad ways that you could choose to express, right? And the fact of the matter is that every one of them is yours. Every one of them is available to you. But until you stop and create the openness to try them on, to allow this beginning, right? You can't reveal what is behind the mask until you've figured out what that is, right? And so the universe is creating some opportunities for you to witness that, perhaps in small ways, so that later they could become big ways. Woo! Queen of Wands, come on. How better to... Knight of Wands. How better to encapsulate this beautiful feminine energy over here, right? You know, there's the aspect too of feminine that is necessarily partially hidden, right? Yeah. You know, there is the divine mystery of the feminine is part of that. Look at this, pile number 3. What you got going on here? So in your top row, you have the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the 9 of Swords, the Empress, and the 10 of Wands. Wow. Okay. So let's just stop and have this conversation. So you might be feeling some kind of way about this, right? There might be a little bit of hesitation on your part, a little bit of anxiety about really stepping up into your fullness. And you know what? That's okay. I think that's what this try-on phase is all about. So in the next 10 days, oh, look at that, 10 of Pentacles, you have opportunities to try some things out, right? It feels like this is an experiment, an experimental phase for you. There might be some things that you witness in your periphery, right, that you say, oh, that looks cool. That looks like, hey, that might work for me. Try it. See what happens. Because the thing is, at best, you love it. At worst, you say, that's not going to work for me, right? But until you try it, you don't know, right? You can only suspect. So in your bottom row, you get the 10 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles. Boy, that's a lot of Pentacles. The King of Swords, and the Wheel. So again, we know things are moving. We know they're shifting. We know they're changing. And we know what has to be released is going to be released, because it can be no other way, right? Here, the answer to your anxiety is to function. The answer to your anxiety is to create a structure, a practice, something that will allow you to work toward mastery. Does it have to be perfect right now? Absolutely not. Does anything ever have to be perfect? No, we just have to be willing to try it on, right? This represents the phase, right? The phase. What is it that I'm doing? I'm learning how to build my legacy. I'm learning how to create strong structural foundations. The way that I'm doing that is to let go of anything that isn't functional for me, right? I'm going to learn how to say no so that my wheel can turn, so that I can move forward in a more unburdened fashion, in a lighter sense, right? Following my truth, following my truth. And guess what? You know what that is. You absolutely know what that is. You know it by how it feels. If it creates anxiety, that ain't it, right? And it has to get put down. Your options are to choose the anxiety or to just allow that fertility, right? The Empress represents both of these cards here so beautifully, because she simply nurtures, she accepts, she creates, she just witnesses the abundance of every situation. Oh yeah, look at that. So whatever it is that you are going to, oh come on, experience as your shift, it's going to come in hot and it's going to blow your mind. Let it do that. Pile number 3. Yeah, allow the new idea to come in, because if you don't, you're going to witness it as an anxious situation. Like, don't lose faith in this dance of idea. That's just as important as your experience, because the idea is a seed, right? The idea is a seed, and what you plant in idea will absolutely grow and germinate. So look at that. Look at that. Look at that. How beautiful is that? So for those of you who don't know, the Tower and the Star are next to one another in the progression of the majors. And so this cataclysmic destruction allows for the renewal that is so total and full, right, that it becomes in and of itself. So the star is that cosmically blessed availability of absolutely raw materials everywhere, right? So that what needs to be built can be built. The facilitation, the green goo phase, right? The assurance that trusting in life will always be rewarded, and it will be rewarded in that coming of what's going to spur you on, invite you forward. And it will come in the form of an idea, right? The tower is a lightning bolt that blows the top off of the tower. And that idea is necessary, right? It's necessary. Without the idea, we don't have a way to facilitate our next phase. Ooh, come on, you guys, the High Priestess. So this again is that intuitive following, the witnessing of that divine feminine. King of Wands. See, he shows up. He shows up. So you already understand. Come on, guys. Wow. You have two divine pairs here. You have the King and Queen of Wands. You have the Empress and the Emperor. So this is really this weird, like, parthenogenic self-renewal. And if you don't know what that word means, it means self-created, parthenogenic, without seed. Right. You are the impulse, right? You are the power that moves the wheel. You are the green goo, and you are the action of that green goo. And there's nothing that you require other than your own acceptance of those truths. The Eight of Swords, right? The boundaries that you have placed around yourself are simply that. The boundaries that you've placed around yourself. Perhaps the idea will be the certainty that that idea is not truth, but an illusion. Six of Wands. Yeah, you get victory over that. You get you get the sense of achievement of your own self-creation. Right? God, how beautiful is that? Pile number 3. You are the mask. You are that which is concealed and that which is revealed. 10 of Swords is your guidance. So whatever it is that you're putting down, it's required. It's necessary. It's a gotta be for the next phase of your evolution as a self, right? Your self-creation process. You have to put these things down. Remember that the way we birth ourselves is to birth from the inside out. These swords, right? They can't pierce you from the outside. The idea has to land and germinate and come from you, through you. That's the only way that works. Otherwise, destruction. Otherwise, destruction. And the destruction, well, you know, you have a lot of 10s in here. You have, again, those two divine pairs. This is really the way that you integrate those halves of yourself, those polarities that are your divine masculine and your divine feminine. So whatever it is that you're being asked to try on, whatever it is that you're being asked to trust in, this process is for you, my friend. My pile number 3, the unity and union available to you, the power at the other side of this process is infinite, right? It's infinite. Just allow the process to be the process, right? So in the next 10 days, whatever integration you're doing is going to be exceptional. Pile number 3. In fact, I feel like you're going to be doubling your sense of self, doubling your sense of self-creativity, your sense of self-creation, that personal power. It's going to be wonderful, and I cannot wait to hear how this goes for you. Please hit like and subscribe so you can come back and tell me, because doggone, this is going to be it. Yeah. Take care, guys. Be blessed.